What's up, everyone? This is the Next Tape podcast with Mikel and
And Tanyka.
real conversations on different topics. So, on today's episode, we're going to do our monthly series called Screen Take, where we basically recap on what we watch, such as movies and TV shows for July. Tanika, would you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Um,
Probably me because I only watched two this month.
oh, okay, then you can go first.
All right, okay. All right. So yes, I did watch just two movies this month. Uh so I'm just gonna check my letterbox. All right. So I did watch a anime movie called Look Back, and I'm just not gonna spoil it. I just wanna read you guys the description based on the movie. So basically, the movie's all about manga friends uh that drew manga together, and life made them best friends. Popular, outgoing, and celebrated by her classmates. Um, I can't pronounce her name. Fujino, if I'm pronouncing her name wrong, the character, for her funny comments in the class newspaper. One day, her teacher asked her to share the space with, this is another name I'm gonna butcher, Kiyomoto. Basically the premise of the movie is basically two friends uh who grew up together, and then all of a sudden, basically, one of them, spoiler alert, like kind of dies, right? So, and she tries to go back to the future, but it was just like a dream, etc. She couldn't go back. Yeah, it's all like it's really good. Really good animation film. I rated it a 4. Oh, it's a 4 or it's a 5? 5 out of 5. Pretty good. Short, really short one. It's like only like 58 minutes to, so it won't like, hold up on your day. The next movie that I watched was basically a special presentation. Um and it was from Marvel Studios, The Punisher: One Last Kill. Uh, like the last movie I watched, and I'm gonna spoil it too much. It's basically Frank Castle searches for meaning behind revenge, and basically killing. Uh, Unexpected forces pull him back into the fight. So yeah, basically this is a pretty good. This leads into kind of Spider-Man: Brand New Day in a way. Uh, as I'm going to be watching that movie come basically August 2nd, and I wanted to watch this movie before, and so like yeah, it's a pretty good movie. Usually Marvel, when Marvel does this, it's called special presentation. So the length of these types of special presentations could be like between uh an hour, or shorter than that, so just like these one episode type movies. Yeah, like I said, it's a pretty good short one, and I rated it a 3.5 out of 5. Yeah, I suggest you guys watch that one as well if you guys also like the Daredevil and the past Punisher TV series as well. And yeah, that's it. That's
Okay,
it's my two movies, Look Back and The Punisher: One Last Kill.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so, yeah, I know we will both be seeing Spider-Man, um, in
Mhm.
August. That's the plan. So we'll be talking about it, obviously, without spoilers. for next month. So yeah.
Okay. Alright.
All right. So the stuff I've watched. So
Mhm.
I have usually I've would have watched maybe a little bit more because there's been other documentaries and stuff that's kind of come out on Netflix that I haven't gotten the chance to actually watch yet.
Yeah.
Because I've just been in a world of reliving shows that I've watched before. Um, so I'll kind of talk about a couple of them. Well, not a couple of them. I'll be talking about the ones I've finished watching and one that I'm still currently watching. Um, and yeah, just no spoilers really for those ones. But anyways, the
Mhm.
first thing that I watched, this was on Netflix. It was the Office romance movie. This was the one with Jennifer Lopez. Um, it was very typical corny romance,
Mhm.
but it was actually also really funny at times. So like her, for example, like her assistant, she's like bluntly hilarious and um but it for what it was fine. It wasn't fantastic or
Mhm.
anything.
Mhm. Mhm.
But
Oh.
if you want something to kill brain cells too and not like worry about anything or whatever, it's an easy enough watch.
Mm.
So yes, that's that.
Okay.
Um, Another one that I watched, this was Paramount Plus. I watched it through Prime. It's called The Affair. Now, this is a show that I had started watching, I think 2 years ago, roughly, when I had Crave, like the Crave.
Is
Um,
is it a TV series or is it like
yeah, it's a TV series, 5
okay, oh, okay.
seasons.
I think I heard of it. I think I
I'll
seen,
I'll be fine.
ads about it. I didn't watch it, but
Yes,
just seen ads.
yes. If you were watching television, call it, 7-ish years ago, you've heard of the show because they would play, like, the ads for this on
Mhm, mhm,
television for sure. I
mm,
remember, and I remember it at that point intriguing me. So, um, I first watched part of first season when I was watching through the Crave app, um, because it Showtime I think it's Showtime, obviously had to deal with Crave at the time. They were showing the show there, but that deal ended as I was started watching the show, so I didn't get to finish it, and it came off of the app, and I never was able to finish it until I discovered through the fact that I have Paramount Plus through Crave, not Crave, sorry, through Prime Video, because I got that for Jersey Shore purposes. I was like, "Oh, I can now watch The Affair. I can finally finish this."
huh,
Um, and this was actually recommend of a friend of mine who said, like, it
mhm,
was really, really good. So I'm like, "Okay, let me give this a try." Um, just off the top,
mhm,
this show is fantastic. It is so good.
mhm,
The premise of it, obviously, you hear the word affair, the affair. Clearly, these are 2 people who are in other marriages having an affair with each other,
yeah,
um, and kind of the blow up of their lives in the process. Um, s I will say how, because there's 5 seasons, how the 4th season ends, um, this is just spoiler alert, I won't say who, but one of the main characters dies in the 4th one,
mhm,
um, in the 1st season, and then again, you never see her again. You hear, like, her final words in the 5th season, but you don't see her again. I do think it threw the series off, to be totally honest
mhm,
with you.
mm,
Um, and not so much because there's a lot of controversy around the death, whether or not it was Like, what like, the cause of it, we'll say that. And, um, so that wasn't too bad, honestly, because if you know the full story, you know the full history of this character, it's not surprising that the cause of her death is up in the air. Um, but I still think the 5th season, although I absolutely loved an introduction of a different actress who I watch in True Blood, which I was very happy to see her. I absolutely love her. Um, uh, Anna Paquin for people who know who she is. And I loved that because I love her,
Mhm,
but the
mhm,
story was so weird. Oof. It's
mhm.
basically like I always reference Wall-E because Wall-E is such an awesome movie, but it's kind of like the well, also the part before Wall-E
Right.
where the world's kind of falling apart apparently, and I thought that part of the story just threw the final season off.
Hmm,
Um, but they still managed to end the series off well. I actually got
um,
very emotional at the end. It
uh,
was
how
very
many
well done.
how many seasons were there? Like,
5. There's
5?
5
Oh,
seasons.
alright, alright.
I kid you not, I finished this through I think did I start it last month? I don't remember if I started it last month, but maybe
Mhm,
towards the end of June, but I finished it in, like, I
mhm,
feel like 2, 3 weeks. It was just so easy to consume.
mhm,
Um, the actors are pretty memorable or not memorable, recognizable. Joshua Jackson, who I love and absolutely adore. So he actually wasn't in the 5th season either. That was a travesty. Um, but it's fine, I guess.
mhm,
Um, I don't remember her name and why it's not coming to me right now, and I'm sorry, but the actress who plays Helen is for anyone who's seen Liar Liar,
mhm.
the ex-wife. She plays Helen. Mikhail, you might know this. The the middle is it the middle actor? I think it's the middle actor who played Prince Charles in The Crown.
Y
The not the
yes, I
youngest
haven't
guy, but the middle
yeah,
guy.
yeah, I haven't watched The Crown in 4, 5
Yeah,
years.
no,
Mm, yeah,
I know the only reason I know is because actually my
yeah.
friend's the one that pointed it out.
Uh-huh,
So that's something that stuck in my head, so I
uh-huh,
remember. I probably wouldn't have remembered otherwise, but for those people
yeah,
who do
yeah.
remember, he plays the guy who has the affair. Um, so yeah,
I I'm trying to remember. Go ahead.
yeah, I don't know if his name is on here. No, I don't see his name here, but anyways, it was a really well done show. I
Mhm, mhm,
highly recommend if no one's seen this show. I think it's just well done.
mhm,
Of course, the 5th season's, like I said, it's a little off, but
mhm,
otherwise, it's a really well done show.
mhm, mhm, mm,
The the next thing I watched was Shipwrecked, Nightmare at Sea. Yes, another cruise because Netflix is basically just trying to tell us don't go on cruises,
uh-huh,
and message received.
right,
If you remember, I didn't remember at first that this was the story, but once it got there, I'm like, "Oh, this is that story." Do you
mm,
remember the cruise ship that had an issue, as we
mhm,
know? In this case, it was sinking, Titanic
mhm,
style,
mhm,
and it literally hit a rock too. Like, that hit an iceberg, but this hit her like a big ass rock, so
mm,
literally Titanic style, and the captain abandoned ship. Do you
right.
remember this story?
No, I don't remember the story, no, I
Oh my
don't remember
gosh.
that.
This was everywhere. This was, like this made like, international news.
Really?
Yes, because this was in Italy, I believe, or off, like, the coast of Italy or something,
Mhm,
and
mhm,
the ship is sinking, which I didn't remember that part of it, but the ship is sinking,
Mhm.
and the captain abandoned ship while there's still people on the goddamn boat. We know, if anything, captain's the last one to leave. The
Mm.
captain the Titanic captain, he went down with the ship, okay? So, that's what you're supposed to do. So the
Mhm.
joke about this was the fact that this guy literally abandoned ship, and that's the thing that, for me, I remember and made me help me to remember the story, because that was the news headline. Oh, like, everyone, except for Mikel, knew about
Mhm.
this story. It was insane, and this guy, I don't know the reasons for which he abandoned ship, I'll never know, except for
Mhm.
the fact that he was having an affair on his wife, and his mistress was on the boat, and she wasn't supposed to be. So, maybe
Wow.
that's why he abandoned ship, I don't
Mhm.
know.
Mhm.
Um, but that aside, this story is unreal. I don't know what we need to do to improve response calls when
Right.
on a foot,
Right.
because the passengers felt something is wrong. The
Uh-huh.
I ca When I say Titanic style, this boat was taking in water, and the crew is just like, "It's fine, just go back to your rooms. Go go to the casino or something. It's okay." Meanwhile, the ship is taking in water. "No, get off the boat." People died. And that part I didn't know. I don't know if that's just something I just never saw, or I
Mhm.
didn't read the articles, or just wasn't told to us in
Right.
plain language, but people died. And again, it's just another example of how us as humans do not belong on cruise ships. We just don't.
Huh.
We gotta stop.
Yeah. Titanic.
Well, not even just that, we have modern day examples of how we should not be on cruise ships. And Netflix is literally telling us that we should not be on there. Okay, we've
Mm.
had people disappear on ships. We've had poop cruise.
Uh-huh.
What more do we need about poop? Okay, listen, poop cruise, no thank you. We have this situation. We have had the hantavirus situation start on a cruise ship.
Hmm.
Coronavirus issues on a cruise ship
Mm.
as well. We should not be on cruise ships.
Hmm.
Anyways, that's just
Yeah.
my thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
Another one. Sorry, do you have something else to
No,
say?
no, no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay.
No, no, no.
Another one that I watched, which is like another spinoff of Worst Ex Ever, Worst Roommate Ever, so like the Blumhouse stuff. They have
Mhm.
now come out with a new one called Worst Neighbor Ever, and of course I watched that,
Mm.
and it was really well done. I think it was, similar to the same idea of those shows, animations and all that, but
Mhm. Mhm.
I think they did 4 episodes. 'Cause what they do really well is they don't go overboard with the amount of episodes they have per season, or 'cause again, Worst Roommate and Worst Ex both, I think, have 2 seasons now, or no, wait, is it 2? I think it's 2 each for those, and they're both, like, 4 or 5 episodes. They
Uh-huh.
don't come out with, like, a bunch of different stuff. So, obviously, this is their first season of this iteration, so it's only 4 episodes, but they
Right.
were really well done. If you are into the other iterations, um, or you just like true crime stuff or whatever, or even if you like, I've talked about Fear Thy Neighbor. If you like that idea of a show, you'll like this too. They actually have an episode titled Fear Thy Neighbor, so there you go.
Oh, wow.
Um, yeah, the first episode is called Fear Thy Neighbor. Um, so
Mm.
the shows that I've rewatched, that I watched many years back,
Mhm, mhm.
one of them is Secrets and Lies. I completely forgot how awesome the show really is. Um, I ended up watching it with my mom because she never watched it when I did. Um,
Mm,
because it did air on cable, like, it was 10 years ago. Um, and but it was fun to rewatch. Oh, well, it's fine, it's fiction. It's it was fun to rewatch this show. It's 2 seasons, because I just didn't remember what happened. I didn't remember who did it. 'Cause it
right.
basically is kind of this kind of thing, you see someone get killed, and you have to go through the process of discovering who is the murderer through the eyes of this one detective, and she's ruthless, she's great. Um, and the
Is it
first se Go ahead.
is there anything like you or Dexter? Or no?
No, it's not the same idea because this
Okay.
so, like, with Dexter, you use completely different than any of these shows.
Yeah.
The one thing maybe I'll say is similar with you versus this is it Joe has, like, his one woman that he's fixated on,
Mhm.
and you follow that throughout that particular season,
Right.
whereas this is a kind of similar to that where you have your one case and you're following that throughout the entire season.
Mhm, mhm,
Dexter isn't like that. Dexter is, each episode there's a new person that he's going after, right? So it's a little different. But the first season, it's starring Ryan Felipe as kind of the main guy, the main person alongside this detective, because the detective is the only thing that stays the same between the 2 seasons. And, um, I will say trigger warning, even though it is fiction, it still can be triggering. The first victim is a child, a young
mm,
child,
mhm,
um, and they're trying to determine who killed the child. Ryan Felipe's character is the one that discovers him, and they immediately think it's him. And again, if you haven't seen this show, it is on Disney Plus, but it's also 10 years old. So if
mm.
you don't wanna know, just skip
It's an
ahead.
old one.
But
It's
huh?
old one. It's an old one.
It's an older one, yes.
Okay.
Um,
Mm,
so they they do discover that Ryan Felipe's character actually had an affair with the
mhm,
neighbor who is the
mhm,
mother of
mhm,
this kid that was murdered. And so they immediately think it's him because, like, maybe he's trying to cover up the fact that he had an affair on his wife with this woman and got her pregnant. Um, okay. Me, when watching this first season, it took me a minute because 'cause I'm like, "I can't remember who did it." I knew it wasn't him.
right.
I knew, though, that he ends up in prison even though it's not him that did it, but I couldn't remember who did. So, again, spoiler alert, at the end, he does go to prison. And I'm like, "Then who did it? Because it has to be someone that he would go to prison for." And then I started remembering, I'm like, "Oh, right. That's what happened." And my mom wasn't expecting it. She's like, "Oh, it's the wife. Oh, maybe it's he has 2 daughters. Oh, maybe it's the older daughter." And I said, No, I know who did it. I remember now." It was, like, towards this
Mm,
ninth episode because it's 10 episodes per season, and I'm
mhm,
like, "No, I know no, it's not. I know who did it." And when my mom discovered it was his youngest daughter, she was
mm,
shocked, and I'm like, "Yeah." Because it started to click in for me. This little
right.
girl she's a daddy's girl, which nothing wrong with that, but
Mhm,
she
mhm,
was a daddy's girl to a toxic point.
hmm,
And the reason the reason she says she killed this kid who does end up obviously being her half brother is that their parents were gonna get divorced, so we need to run away and they'll get back together kind of thing. It was weird. And I'm like, "No, this doesn't ring true." to just find out no, she killed him on purpose. She literally killed this kid on purpose, and she didn't have to, but she clearly wanted to, because I think she saw that he was getting more attention from her father, who also ended up being
Mhm.
his
Mhm.
father, and it bothered her. So she killed him. And
Mm.
so he goes to prison, and we find out in the 2nd season that he gets killed in prison. So she literally got her dad killed. And then the 2nd season, it stars Michael Ealy, who, oof, boy, he's easy on the eyes, can I tell you? He's gorgeous, man. Anyways, his wife is the victim in this case. Of course, detective thinks it's him, because again, the first suspect is always the spouse. Um, we find out she has, like, many secrets and all the hence the secrets and lies aspect of things, and it's just, like, she has all these different secrets going on that he didn't
Right.
know, and, she works for his father's company, a company he's taking over. We find out that so he obviously, if you know who Michael Ealy is, he's a biracial man.
Mhm.
And so they do have the fact that his mom, who is like in a coma or something, she's a black woman, his dad's
Mhm.
white,
Mhm.
and there's 2 other siblings.
Mm.
They end up finding out that dad, again, spoiler alert, but this is a 9-year-old show. This particular season is 9 years old. They end up finding out that dad has a whole ass other family. He has a wife, he has a kid who came before these 3 kids, and it's just like, what the it's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
But they end up finding out so the wife who was murdered, she was pregnant. She would have been maybe only a few weeks pregnant. Um, and they end up finding out that it was his sister who's a lawyer, his sister who's been, like, acting as his lawyer. She's, a defense attorney. Um,
Huh.
she's actually, like, a public defender, so she works, like, for like, the I think they're in North Carolina, so she works for the state. And yeah, find out it's her the entire time because her and her husband were trying to get pregnant, were struggling to get pregnant. She's taking all of the fertility drugs and everything like that. And again, as a person who experiences taking these drugs, and the stress of it and having to, again, I think they were doing IVF, which is a very different process than what I've experienced, but it can be very taxing on your
Sounds like a
body,
it
on
sounds
your
like a so it sounds like a triangle cheating scandal in a way.
it's well, no, kind
No?
of, no, but
Oh,
no,
okay.
it was so no, it's his sister and
Uh-huh.
her husband,
Right.
'cause each sibling has their own partner, and
Uh,
her husband and her were trying to get pregnant, and she's taking all of these hormones and everything, and I
mm,
think just it's a not a common symptom, but, she's had the adverse effect of these drugs. She just snapped when her sister-in-law, her
mhm.
brother's wife, comes to her and says, "Oh, we're pregnant. We weren't trying. It just happened." And it triggered her, which again,
Okay.
yes, m again, it can be a trigger,
Uh-huh.
but not you're usually not killing somebody though. You know what
Mhm.
I mean?
I see, I see.
And it was an accident, I will say that, but
Mhm.
she accidentally pushed her over the railing, and she fell to her death.
Right.
And, of course, he didn't know this, so he finds this out during an interrogation, and
Uh-huh.
he, yeah, loses it. Ends up okay, I forgot this part too. Ends up finding out she's pregnant herself. She didn't know it because she ended up, having some form of a relationship with another coworker of his, um who, if anyone knows who he is, he's, like, on The Rookie, he's on other things too, the
Yeah,
white
yeah, yeah.
cop guy, and not Nathan Fillion, the another person, and, um, she ends up finding out she's pregnant, and now she's going to prison. It's
Uh-huh.
insane.
Yeah.
Um, there's another thing too that happened that was like a big secret, and I
Mhm,
forget
mhm.
what it was now. Um, oh, right, the brother, so the husband whose wife died, his brother,
Uh-huh.
um, his wife, the brother's wife, has like a goddamn she's a pimp. She has like this house that they bought through the company that they have, and she's pimping women out. It
Whoa.
I will say the first season is really good. The
Uh-huh.
second season, freaking chef's kiss.
Mhm.
It was so much better than the first one. But anyways,
There's a
eh,
lot. There's a lot going on in this.
d right? And what I loved about the second season too is that they opened up more into the detective's personal life, which they didn't do in the first season.
Yeah.
And because her daughter had been in prison, she's the reason she was in prison.
Uh-huh.
She was a drug addict and the whole bit. And at the end of the second season, which I completely forgot this too, there's like an intruder in her home, the detective's home. And all you see at the end is like pretty much this person who's intruded in her home and
Mhm.
herself shooting at each other. You don't know what happened. Guess what, y'all? We never will because the show is 9 years old. I completely forgot this. And I'm like, wait, what happened? Who shot who? Who's dead? I don't know. We'll never know. I say bring it back. I
Mhm.
say bring it back so we can find out what happened.
Mm.
Anyways, that's Secrets and
Yeah.
Lies. Really good show.
Oh, well, with a title like that, yeah, that's a
Yeah, I will say
you're
it's
gonna
the
yeah.
title that drew me in the first place. I'm like, I have to watch this. I mean, Brian Felipe did it too. So did
Uh-huh.
Michael Ealy when they came for the second season. But Secrets and Lies, I mean, I'm like, ooh, what's this? So I highly recommend this show too.
Okay.
Um,
Mm.
and then two other ones that I'm watching currently, still in the process of watching, actually stars the same actress in both of them. Um, as the main one of the main characters is The Catch, which is I didn't remember a Shonda Rhimes show, so no wonder
Mhm.
I liked it. Um, and it also stars Peter Cross, who, if anyone knows, he was in 911. He was killed off on that show. I don't want to talk about it. It's still raw, okay? But the first show I ever saw him in was The Catch. And again, this is a show from about 10 years ago. Yeah, so yeah, The Catch is a couple years, sorry, 10, about 10 years ago. And it's it's a more easier watch. Um, and it's basically this woman who falls in love with a man, um, who she's supposed to be getting married to. And she owns partly owns, a security firm, and they are in the first episode, in the process of trying to capture this man called Mr. X, who is basically trying to infiltrate their company. And lo and behold, Mr. X, who's
Mhm.
trying to infiltrate their company, is a man named is it Christopher Wall? Is that the name that he went by? I think it's Christopher Wall,
Uh-huh.
and it's her fiance.
Oh.
He's 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 a professional con. Um, so he once the job was done, he dips, and she's like none the wiser that the man she's been sleeping beside for the past year is
Mhm.
actually no one she actually knows. And but the catch, as the show is called, is that, he fell in love with her. She fell in love with him,
Mhm.
and she's trying to catch him, and he's trying to obviously evade her. Um, but eventually the cat and mouse thing comes to an end, and, you know, they, but it's much bigger than that because it's again, I haven't finished watching it for the second time.
Mhm.
I'm still in the process of watching it, but it's 2 seasons. Again, another show that's very easy to watch. And what's fun about it too is, I mean, again, I knew that Peter Cross was in it. My mom's obviously watched 911, but she never watched The Catch. And
Yeah.
so obviously I knew because again, that's the first show I ever saw him in. And watching her she says like, "Oh, he's so young looking," and I'm like, "Yeah, 'cause it's like 10 years ago." So he does look quite young. Um, but then also there's another actor in there that I would never have even thought twice about because I never saw him in anything after that. But he was actually on Station 19, which is also another Shonda Rhimes show. Um, and, I didn't know that he because 'cause we're both watching and we're like, "That guy's really familiar." And it clued into us. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, Station 19." And, me watching it myself before, I never knew it was him. So that's been fun to kind of be like, "Oh, I remember this guy," and whatever. But, and then the second show that I'm watching, again, starring the same woman in The Catch, is The Killing. I
Mm.
remember this show being fantastic. I forgot how fantastic this is. Um, but it's such a good show. There's 4 seasons. This show is even older than the other ones I've just mentioned. The first season was in 2011.
Right.
The show ended in 2014, and but this show is fantastic. It's so well done. Again, haven't finished it. Um, uh, but yeah, it's once I finish it, I'll talk more about it. But yeah, it's basically a girl dies. They're trying to find her killer. They think she's connected to all these different people, and um, yeah. But I will say at the point that I'm at, episode 8 in season 2, they haven't figured out who actually did kill her. But um,
Mhm.
from my memory of this show, it will balloon into even bigger than just this one girl who's lost her life. But I can't remember if I'm mixing that up with another show. So but it's still really, really, really good. A lot of memorable again, I say memorable, that's not what I meant to say, recognizable
Mm.
actors,
Mhm.
um, that again, I've seen in other things, but just never knew was them, um, except for the husband in Enough, that JLo movie who gets killed at the end, he's in this movie.
Huh.
He's a good guy,
Um,
so it's fine. Um,
hmm.
but yeah, I mean, I'll stay tuned for maybe I'll finish
Yeah.
it for next month,
Yeah.
but we'll see.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um,
Interesting.
but also I want to just recognize the actress in Home Alone 2 who plays the pigeon lady.
Yeah, and
She
I saw that.
died.
Yeah, she died.
Um,
Yeah. Um, hold on. Go ahead. Go ahead. What
I
you want to say?
um,
Just get her
but
name.
yeah, rest in peace to her. I don't think I think she was only in her 80s. Um, but I mean, yeah, I feel like, you know, this second person who's died from that movie this year, and
Her name is Brenda Frickle
yeah. Um,
or Fricker. Or
I
yeah,
feel like I have the name here. Just
yeah,
let me look at it.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
Brenda,
Brenda Fricker.
yeah, Fricker, yeah,
Yeah, she was 81.
yeah,
Um, young. I mean, I don't. Yeah, but
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
very
that's
young.
a
It's
loss.
yeah, it's very
Yeah,
sad. For Hollywood, and hopefully her family and her friends could um condolence to her family and her friends. I would say. So,
condolences. Yeah. Um, yeah. No, it's just it hits different when it's like movies that you've grown up watching,
mhm.
and then that person passes, and even if, like, for me, like, I never saw her in anything else, but, she's still a pivotal part of the childhood, and,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
um, yeah, and like, losing Catherine O'Hara as well this year, and
Mhm.
it's yeah, on top of that, and that's it's obviously not the only actor that's died from the movie. The dad's been dead for I don't even know how long now, like 10 years or something. But, you know, same thing with same thing when the dad died and from the Elf. So sad. Maybe not for Mikkel because he didn't like the movie, but for me,
I don't
it was sad.
the the dad?
But yeah, the dad in Elf, again, I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. I know he's way more than just the dad from Elf. Um, but, he died a few years back. Um, and the actor who played Santa, he had died also, um, after him, I think. And didn't the Papa Elf, he also died. I think he was
So
last year.
so the guy who played the father, the elf, his name is James Caan?
Yes, James Can that's human dad, that's his actual dad.
Mhm,
He died, I I wanna say 5-ish years ago,
mhm,
and then Santa died. Okay, I don't
mhm.
remember his name either. He died after him, and then Papa Elf, the guy who played Papa Elf, he died. I think it's been the
Oh,
last year or 2.
okay.
And then going back to Home Alone, dad in Home Alone, I think he's been gone about 7, 8 years. Um, I don't remember that even really being advertised, or if maybe I missed it, but yeah,
Uh-huh.
he died about 8 years ago.
Okay. Okay.
Um, so
Hmm. Wow. A lot of great actors have passed away.
yeah, if this year feels rough, whereas a lot of
Mhm,
actors have
mhm,
died
mhm,
this year,
mhm.
it really does feel like 2016 all over again in that
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
it
Sad.
is. Anyways, I think that's it. I think the only thing I can say that well, at least I'm gonna be doing for next month is we talked
Mhm,
Spider-Man already, will be coming out,
mhm.
so we'll be seeing that.
Yeah, I'll also be watching hopefully I'll get to watch The Odyssey as well because I heard great things about it as well.
But Odyssey?
Um, yeah, Odyssey.
Yeah, that's not really my
Yeah.
thing.
Really.
But no. But
It's been told, like, so many times, so it's just
yeah,
like
that's why I think I'm just not interested because I'm like, how many times are we gonna redo Odyssey?
but but it's Christopher Nolan, it's on
Okay.
it's different than
I'm sure it'll be good. It's just something I've never really
yeah.
been into. Um, but what I have, like, I'm not like I don't live under a rock. I hear,
Mhm.
people talking about Elliot Page um being in Odyssey.
Yeah.
And listen, I kind of say Elliot Page, or prior to his transition, Ellen Page, I don't really care for the actor, generally speaking. I think the only thing I've really ever seen them in was when they were in Juno, um, when he was still Ellen, and I just maybe it's the movie. I hated
Uh-huh,
that movie, can I tell you?
uh-huh, uh-huh.
But I just didn't really like her or him as an actor. I just didn't.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I'm gonna sit here and not do is
Mhm,
dead name her, or him, dead name him, misgender him, any of
mhm,
those things.
mhm, mhm,
It's I see so much hatred towards him in particular, I think because of the fact that we are talking Odyssey right now, so clearly he's
mhm,
in the
mhm,
forefront.
mhm,
But it's like, what the hell? Why are people so disgusting towards a person who he's not hurting anybody. He's
Mhm,
living his life.
mhm.
How about we try and do the same? You know what I mean? But,
Well, yeah, I think there's like a lot of things going on how people because like it wasn't just that, it was just like how a certain there's like one character that was like uh kind of race swapped in a way.
okay. That's
I
a
think it
whole
was
separate situation.
yeah, that was another
Yeah.
one too. Lupita, can't remember her name. She's also in, I think she's also in Black Panther as well.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but it's let me just double check. But like, yeah, there was like more like controversy with the movie in general
Okay.
and how the anti-woke people, like, because there's black people in the movie as well.
Mhm.
Travis Scott is in the movie.
Okay. Ooh,
Zendaya is
wait,
in the
what?
movie. Travis Scott.
Since when is
Travis
he an
Scott.
actor?
He
Did I
kind
miss
of acts a
something?
little bit. Yeah, he kind of
What?
acts a little bit. Yeah, yeah.
I think I think I think, huh, Mr. Scott, that we just need to focus on not having people die at our concerts, but I digress. Um, okay, weird. Is he good? Is he a good actor? Or is this just a
He,
person who
he's all
just
right. He's all right. He's all
that
right.
means he's not. Okay.
I haven't like I said, I haven't watched the movie to see, but like he's
Okay.
probably been like a lot of like uh movies in the past as well, like budget movies, like indie movies.
Uh,
Zendaya was in there as well.
yeah, I think
Just trying to
and in
see
Odyssey?
the Odyssey for
Yeah, I heard that.
well, spoiler alert. What RJ told me it was for a short stint. Yes, Lupita was in there, and she was a character that
Okay,
was
yeah.
basically
She's in Black Panther. Yeah.
she's in Black Panther. Okay. But yeah, she was in there, and because there was a lot of black and mixture of like minorities in there, a lot of anti-woke people had a problem with that. And that was like also with like what's her name as well? His, his name Elliot Page
Mhm.
as well. Like that was an added addition as well. So that was a problem because the old movies showed a lot of like English people who are like white only, and then Elon Musk had an issue with it as well. He wants the Odyssey to be remade, but uh just like the book and how it's supposed to be made with all just white actors in a lot of ways. So that
Yeah.
was another addition as well
I
to the
can say
controversy. Yeah. So
I
like
can say a lot about Elon Musk. He clearly is a racist, and he's clearly one of those South African white men or white people
yeah,
just generally who
yeah,
wanna pretend like the black people don't exist, but again, I digress.
yeah. So and like I said, I have no problem with, like, any types of
No, I mean,
like, I watch all types of movies in my opinion, and,
I
or
don't think I here, listen, I get, generally speaking, that
yeah,
race swapping characters is a tough pill to swallow.
yeah,
We saw it with Little Mermaid. We're experiencing it now with Harry Potter, and I spoke on
mhm,
how I felt about it, as a Black person, seeing a Black character take on, what was supposed to be a white, character,
mhm,
um, and yes, I struggle with it. I struggle with the idea of this Black man playing this role, but and again, we talked about that and the the issues that I'm now feeling, not even just because it's a Black character playing a white sorry, a Black actor playing a white character,
mhm,
but the fact that they're pretty much bringing in said Blackness to
mhm,
the character, which I don't approve of.
mhm, mhm,
But
yeah, for me, if it's done tastefully, yeah, that if it's done,
y
like, in a way it's
yeah,
forced, I don't approve of it,
again, as a person who
so,
knows the
yeah,
story, as a person who knows this character, you don't have to include those parallels into this
yeah,
character to make him quote unquote darker. He's already dark. But either way,
mm,
I get change is hard, but change is possible. And
yeah,
like I said, I again, with that particular with the Harry Potter show, I'm trying to keep an open mind. Because maybe this actor will do good. Maybe this actor
Mhm,
will be a great Snape. He's not gonna be the
mhm,
best Snape because that was Alan
mhm,
Rickman, but
mhm,
he might be a great Snape. Um, and I can do that, and I did the same thing with Little Mermaid.
mhm,
I wasn't sure about Halle Bailey playing this character because, again, even though I'm a black person, yes, I am accustomed to seeing a white person in that role. But I watched it and I
mhm,
absolutely loved it, and I thought she absolutely did an amazing job. Um, and I can look past what my brain has been hot wired to think because of back in the 80s or even the 90s or prior to that, there wasn't space for black people. There just wasn't.
mhm,
And that's actually something that we not us, I because I've started recording the episodes with, for the Friday slot, um, and the first one's coming out this week,
mhm,
and I brought that up to my friend. We talked about, Love and Basketball, and which is an amazing movie. It's,
mhm,
you know, I would say probably one of the first movies that I ever saw that represented Black people, Black lives, Black love, and
yeah,
there just wasn't the reason this movie, I think, is so good and is so pivotal for the Black experience and for Black people, um, was the fact of there just wasn't space for us in
mhm,
that world in the same way that we have now, and even now, we still have work to do, clearly, because if you're race swapping characters and we're having issues with this, um, that's a problem. That's a problem. We need to do better. So, yeah, change sucks, and I get it, but it's gonna
mhm.
be fine. It's just a movie. It's fine.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah, well,
relax.
yeah,
So
like,
relax.
yeah, I'm just
There
not
are
a
other things
fan.
we need to worry about.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the anti-woke crowd. That's a problem. Like,
No, me neither.
yeah, I'm just not
It's not even
because
so much forget the woke, anti-woke, forget that.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
for me, it's more about we have to remember we need to leave space for people who don't just look like white people. There are so many different types of people
yeah,
that there is just not space for.
mhm,
And like this was like, something that I've talked about with my friend before about like Bachelorette. We have like we've had the first black um bachelorette, then we had the first black bachelor, then we had, an Asian bachelorette and all of this. And it's like, okay, great. We have all of that. Now we're just going backwards because now we're gonna and listen, I'm a fan of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives,
uh-huh,
but we are then talking about adding again another white person from a show that everyone knows and recognizes, yet there are other options that you could have picked if that's
mhm,
the route you wanted to go down that could have represented not just another white girl. Again, I love you, Taylor, Frankie Paul, despite the that's going on right now.
uh-huh,
It's a whole other story. We don't need to talk about that right now. But it's, we need to hold space for other people. So that's something that we just tend to forget. And that's what frustrates me the most. Um, and we call them anti woke people. Look, MAGA, racist. That's what these people are. It's not just anti woke, they are hateful. Because
yeah,
if you're going to be on your little keyboards and yelling about race swapping
mm, mhm,
characters and stuff, you're a racist or racially insensitive at the very least.
mm. I do agree. Yeah, I feel like I don't know, I feel like they're all, like, in a way, they're kinda, like, all in, like, separate, parties, like, racist, anti-woke,
Oh,
and
yeah,
even
racist
my
people come from,
yeah, yeah,
parties.
yeah, yeah, but
Um,
they're probably they are most likely in the same crowds, but some are just, like, in separate crowds, some who are probably who never voted in their lives, probably are anti-woke or
yeah.
etcetera, all stuff, but yeah, yeah, just enjoy the movie
Yeah,
because
and
the
you'll
movie
get over
reflect
it.
yeah, movie reflects on what you see in the world,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
because
So, it's a mirror. Go ahead.
no, no, no. 'Cause I was just thinking, 'cause
Yeah,
if which I don't think it would happen, but who knows, maybe it would.
yeah,
If a character who's actually meant to be any other race but white, and then
mhm,
you're race swapping that character for a white person, are we going to have the same uproar that we're having when we're talking about a character who is supposed to be white swapped to a different race, from that? No, I don't think we would have the same response.
yeah, and
Do you know what I mean?
and yeah, and here's another, thing that the anti-woke crowd, uh so Black Panther, they have a problem with, a lot of superhero, films that, that they, say they race swap or whatever.
Right.
Say, Peter Parker.
Mhm.
There's a lot of anti-woke people who have a problem with his counterpart, Miles Morales. We talked about
Which we've
this many
talked about,
times.
yeah.
Yeah, and basically, they're saying, he's a race swap, but that's not what a race swap is. A lot of people get confused what a race swap is.
Mhm.
A race swap is basically someone who's basically the same name as that character, but a different, skin color.
Mhm.
That's a race swap.
Mhm.
Those 2 characters that I just named, Peter Parker and Miles Morales, can coexist with each other. They're 2 different characters.
Mhm.
So that's a legacy character.
Mhm.
So
My
Peter
question to you
Parker
then is,
yeah, go ahead.
Miles Morales then,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
like, is this a character that existed in the comics, long ago, like, back in the day,
So
or is this someone that they've created more
the
recently?
so he was created back in 2011, I believe.
Okay,
2011.
okay.
So,
So kinda around
yes.
the time that Spider Into the Spider-Verse would have been coming out,
20
around that
I
time.
think it's 20 the first one, this was, 2018, I believe?
Yeah, but it's still roughly
Yeah,
right
yeah,
around that
yeah,
time where
yeah,
that movie would
yeah,
have been coming out.
yeah. But, yeah, no, people just get that confused between,
Right, but here's
yeah,
the thing, I
yeah,
don't think it's so much
mhm,
I think yes,
hold on,
can people have issue or not
mhm,
technically know the definition of what they're saying, and they're
mhm,
just, like, mixing that yes, that happens all the time.
mhm,
The main issue, like we've talked about before with people's reactions to Miles Morales
mhm,
is he's just not white, and he is a not white character playing who they think when you think Spider-Man,
mhm,
you think a white man. We just do. I do. I'm sure many other people who can identify with Miles Morales would also agree. When you think Spider-Man, you think a white man. I have been watching Spider-Man since I was a child.
mhm.
I am not used to seeing him, Peter Parker, or anyone who is being Spider-Man. I am not
So,
used to that
yeah,
character
I
of
yeah,
Spider-Man being played by a different race, and it's a
it's
harder pill to swallow, but at the same time, we need to adjust our thinking,
mhm,
um, and roll with the punches. At
mhm,
the end of the day, guess what, guys? Spider-Man's not real. Spider-Man can be whoever you want him to be. It
mhm,
doesn't matter.
mhm,
It's not going to make or break your thought process. You don't like the character Miles Morales? Okay, fine. Don't watch him. But that doesn't then give you the floor to be a racist. Sorry I said that, but I'll be bleeping that. But it doesn't mean that you do that. Just don't watch it. It boggles my mind the amount of people when when I read comments and stuff on Facebook or whatever that have to go off on things of, "Oh, like, I don't like this, oh, I don't like that, blah, blah." Then why are you interacting with it then? Don't
Yeah,
interact with it.
people saying
You
that they're going
yeah,
to a fan page of a movie saying, "We
yes,
don't care about this," but why d so if you don't
right,
care
or
about
not
it,
even just that, just
why are you commenting?
anything. No matter what it is, whether it's just a
Yeah,
stupid reel you're watching or whatever it could be, doesn't matter. If you don't like the thing,
uh-huh,
you move on past, go about your day. But
uh-huh,
no, these keyboard warrior type assholes have to literally be like, "Oh, I don't like this." You took the time out of your day to tell everybody that I don't like this, then don't watch it
mhm,
and don't comment. What? Like, it just, I will never understand the human race. I don't try to. But I know
yeah,
for me, like, have I watched Into the Spider-Verse? No. Um, I th
I watched the
no,
first one.
my brother did too, but
Yeah,
I I think for me, again, that's a change thing in me
uh-huh.
that I am so used to seeing. Not even so much do I have an issue
So
with the character himself. It's not even
yeah,
about that. It's
uh,
more about the premise of the movie that I'm just like, "What do you mean we're going into other verses?
so
What do you
okay,
mean?"
hold on. So, this is not the first. So the Spider-Verse, this is not the first time it ever happened. It also happened in
No,
the
I know.
90s as well, the
No, no,
animation
no, I'm not
adaptation.
saying that it
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
hasn't.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
Where
just
the
for me, it's just
yeah,
me
I
'cause I don't
know.
think I've consumed that, so I'm just like, "What do you mean? What's going on? How is
Yeah,
there a
yeah,
female
yeah,
Spider-Man?" Like,
yeah.
it's I so for me, it's just like, I can't grasp that
Mhm,
because
mhm,
I I've like I said, I've said it before too, I've one of the superheroes that I have been watching the longest is Spider-Man,
mhm.
and I am used to what I'm used to. I've
Yeah.
watched the old ass version of Spider-Man. I
Mhm,
watched the
mhm,
'90s show Spider-Man. I've seen
mhm,
all of the movies.
mhm,
Uh, I I Spider-Man, I love and
mhm.
adore. So, I struggle with that being messed with, I guess.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah,
same thing with Harry Potter. I am struggling with the actor being black. Because I've been watching this movie since I was
mhm,
10 years old, and that is what I'm used to.
mhm,
I'm
mhm,
used to,
mhm.
uh, the angry, brooding Snape hating on Harry Potter and telling us all to turn to whatever page he tells us to turn to, because I can't remember this right now. That's what I'm used to, and I love that character. I love Alan Rickman's version of him. Um, I know I can't get that back, but, you know,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
struggle with change because 'cause I'm
I no,
protective over what I'm used to.
I
Does
I
that make
understand that.
sense?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I just like yeah, it's, like, been, like, it's been, like, different version. I understand that you're so
Yeah.
used to, like, Peter Parker, the only
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, in the '90s, there were, like, different versions, like, there was,
Yeah.
like, Ben Parker, I believe, and then Spider-Verse, there's, like, different versions of, like, even the daughter of, Peter Parker, and you have Miles, and then you have another Spider-Man that comes from Spider-Man 2099, etcetera. So, like, there's different versions, even in the comics, it's basically there's, like, different versions. Another fact too is that, the creator of, Spider-Man even said, like, anybody who's under a mask can be Spider-Man.
No, yeah, and I
So,
know.
he said
I'm
Stan
not
Lee said that,
again,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not saying this because
Yeah,
I
yeah, no,
think
no,
there's
I'm saying that in gen
anything
I'm not
wrong
saying
with
it
it.
I'm not saying that you, I'm
Um,
not saying you, I'm saying the people,
yeah, no, yeah, no,
anti-woke people.
I get
I'm
it.
aiming the guy towards that. So, like,
Yeah,
yeah,
which is
that's
true, right?
yeah, yeah,
Um, because again, like, maybe I do need to be a little more open to the idea, but I think, we've seen the movies, we've seen 3 different Spider-Man, 3 different actors play this character, you
mhm,
know, and, um, I deal with that.
yeah,
It was
I
a
know,
hard
I know,
change
I know,
between
it's
Tobey Maguire, though, and
yeah,
Andrew Garfield, and I
so
again, even with that, I'm used to seeing MJ, and then we turn to
mhm,
Gwen, and I'm like, "Since when is Gwen the main person?" But, like, I knew Gwen always
so
existed, but
even
it's just, whatever.
so so Tom Holland's version, even people have a problem with his MJ. So
I love
Zendaya
him.
is
I
based
love him as Spider-Man
yeah, no, but, like, people have a problem with his MJ. Like,
because his
MJ,
MJ
she's
is
MJ's
biracial.
boy is biracial.
Right.
So, a lot of anti-woke and,
Yeah.
people and, racist people have a problem with his MJ. Like, why is MJ look like that? Why is MJ ugly? Why I'm like, MJ like, why is
Okay,
Zendaya's not ugly
okay.
at all? But, like, the thing is, it's just
No.
like, you know, as long as the person can act and, that has the skills to, to do it, it is what it is. Um,
I
yeah, go
think,
ahead.
like, for me, what took me a little bit to warm up to Tom Holland as the new
Mhm.
Spider-Man
Yeah.
had nothing to do with Zendaya. I'll say, like, Zendaya has definitely grown on me, though.
Mhm.
But initially, like, from the first movie, I'm like, "I don't really like Zendaya," but it had nothing to do with I didn't care that she's MJ is now biracial. I didn't
Yeah,
care about that. That
yeah.
wasn't my issue. I just didn't particularly like
Yeah.
Zendaya, but she's like I said, she's grown on me. And, but my issue with Tom Holland as Spider-Man was, like, number
Mm.
1, I think, like and again, we're seeing with Tom Holland now too, but I think he's supposed to be Spider-Man even longer than 3 movies. So how many movies are we on now? Is it 3? Is this the 3rd one we're
4,
getting?
4, 4,
This is
4.
4.
It's the 4th, the 4th one is coming, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus,
So
3 I think 2 or 3 appearances for in the Avengers movies.
okay.
Yeah,
So
good. Yeah,
that
go
right
ahead.
there is, like, new because I'm like, "Okay, we had Tobey Maguire for 3 movies, great." Then Andrew
Mhm,
Garfield comes along, we only had him for 2, and then here
mhm,
comes Tom Holland, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, where's Andrew Garfield? Bring him back." And I
mm,
think, like, for me getting used to Tom Holland's character was that he brought the youthfulness to Peter
mhm,
Parker that we hadn't yet had,
mhm,
in these movies. And I'm like, I don't know what I feel about this." But what I loved about it is that we had a chance to get to know him before
mhm.
he did his own movie with him being in what was he was in Civil War, I believe, right?
Yeah,
Um,
let's start yeah,
that
started
was his
from
first
yeah.
appearance with Civil War.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so luckily got that, and I'm like,
mhm,
"Okay, I can have this bite-sized little bit of him, get used to him so that when his movie comes, I absolutely loved him." So, and it's gonna and I wanna put it into the ether, but it's gonna be a
mhm.
sad day when he is no longer Spider-Man because I think
Oh,
he has done an incredible job with
yeah.
this character.
Oh, yeah, yeah. They're trying to get, so he is trying to do what Tony Stark did for him as well. Like, no, it's not Tony Stark. RDJ, right? Robert Downey Jr. did slash Tony
Mhm,
Stark did for him.
mhm,
Pass the baton as the lead, as the Marvels, uh, face of the Marvel franchise, right?
yeah,
So he wants to do the same thing in the future for whoever the future actor for Miles Morales in the future. So
mhm,
he's been trying to get Miles Morales, but the thing is that Sony does not want to do a live action Miles Morales because they want to finish the Spider Verse first.
Yeah, I get
So,
it. That makes sense.
yeah, so, like, basically be prepared for a change in the near future. That's
Oh, yeah,
what's gonna happen. Yeah,
it will happen.
yeah.
Um,
So,
these actors, like, it's taxing on them, right? Like, Tobey Maguire said it, it's very taxing on them to play these types of
yeah,
characters.
it's a little bit
Um,
taxing.
yeah, and, I mean, Tom Holland is still young,
Yeah,
he's younger than me.
he enjoys playing Spider-Man.
Yeah, so
Uh,
he still has some life
yeah,
in him
yeah,
with this
yeah,
character,
well,
but there is gonna become a point in time where he's not gonna be able to do this character anymore,
yeah,
um,
he
and
wants
it
he
will
wa
happen.
yep, he
Yeah,
says he
he doesn't
wants
have the rights,
kids.
so
He wants kids with Zendaya, and,
well, let me just say
he
this.
he did say when when he gets kids, he's gonna be done acting, which
Yeah,
so,
guess
yeah,
what?
go
Ed
on, go
Sheeran also said when he started having kids, he's gonna stop touring. Um, I think he's on kid number 3, and he's just touring right now. They
oh,
say this. They don't
yeah,
actually follow through with that,
yeah,
because they need the money. That's how you make the money.
yeah.
I mean, it's different than obviously acting, but,
I mean
you have other avenues, but, um, he's not gonna stop.
I mean,
Stop.
Spider-Man's doing I don't think he I don't think he really needs the money.
No, he probably doesn't
Spider-Man
need the
still
money,
knows yeah, they're like, yeah,
um,
if
but
he wants
still,
to,
you don't
if he
wanna
can
become
yeah,
stagnant, right? And
yeah,
he's young, so it's
yeah,
yeah, no, I
yeah, yeah, I agree.
these stars say this, and they don't actually follow through with that. I think,
Mhm,
like I mean,
mhm,
I hate her, I don't wanna talk about her, but Nicki
mhm,
Minaj said the same thing. When she started having kids, she's gonna stop performing and stop singing, she's gonna
mhm,
retire. Bitch, I
mhm,
wish you would.
mhm,
She's still here. Like,
mhm,
god damn it.
mhm.
So, I just they say that
Yeah,
put your money
yeah,
where your
yeah,
mouth is, basically, is what I'm trying to get
yeah,
at. But
yeah,
we'll see.
yeah,
See.
well, yeah, I'll forever watch it. It doesn't matter what type of movie we watch, I'll forever watch it. Any type of movie that comes to my way, I'm not gonna be like, close-minded, like,
No,
those
I will
two
watch a new actor.
yeah, yeah.
Um, you know, it's not like with, like, Black Panther when Chadwick
Mhm,
Boseman
mhm,
passed,
mhm,
that's different. You can't be
mhm.
replacing Black Panther anytime soon. We're still
Um,
reeling from that, I think.
so Marvel Studios made an announcement at a convention, I think it's the Hall of H. They did, like, a presentation for Doomsday, and also they did a presentation for Black Panther 3. Uh, also well, like, off topic a little bit from the Bad Planet 3 thing. Ryan Gosling is gonna be Ghost Rider, so, like, stay tuned for that.
I
But,
think you
going
actually said that before, and
yeah, he's gonna be Ghost Rider in the new movie come
what about,
2020.
wait, you said Ryan Gosling.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna be Ghost Rider, but,
I mean I mean,
going back yeah, going back
look at
on
the
Black Panther
Canadians taking over Marvel. Continue.
yeah, going back on Black Panther 3, they named the new, Black Panther. His name is David Johnson, I believe.
But is he
Uh,
playing T'Challa or is he playing someone different?
T'Challa's son.
Okay.
T'Challa's son.
Which
So,
we
yes.
all predicted if you
Yeah,
watched the
Christopher
second
Woods, yeah,
movie,
yeah, yeah, the
I
poster,
mean,
yeah,
spoiler alert, I guess, but by now, if you don't
yeah,
know, that's on you.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
how they ended the second movie was showing that he
mhm,
has a son.
mhm,
Um, so, you know, I that's not surprising to me.
and yeah,
I don't mind because obviously we had another Black Panther, if you wanna, using those words, um, in the second movie anyways. We had his sister,
yeah,
but
sure,
right. But I guess when I say Black Panther, I wanna I wanna preface, I mean T'Challa, and
mhm,
that's what I mean of, like, they're not going to replace that character anytime soon. Sure, in the future, it's going to happen. There will if they decide to redo these movies
different
the same way they do
direction.
with Spider-Man, that yes, that will happen.
See,
But I
I
think it would have been just very disrespectful to replace that character after the passing of Chadwick Boseman.
mhm.
So, you know, yeah.
Yeah, I a lot of people like there's a lot of like, T'Challa. I'm gonna say that the recast T'Challa stands out there. I've been reading a lot on Twitter, and I've been like, not taking them too serious.
Mm,
Uh, uh, Basically, they're saying that like, they're blaming Ryan Coogler, they're blaming Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios,
blaming
that
them for what?
for not recasting the original, you know,
Okay.
T'Challa.
What?
They want T'Challa. They don't want his son. They don't
Okay,
want
okay, okay.
Shuri.
Alright.
They want the
They killed him
T'Challa.
off the movie, sorry about it. He in the terms of the movie, T'Challa's dead. So how would
Well,
you like that to happen?
well, they say like they recasted so many actors in the past, like
Okay,
like
alright.
War
When?
Machine,
How? Over
and
what
then
premise?
Red Hulk and all that. Like the guy who played Red Hulk, they recasted him as what's his
Okay, but did
name?
these people
Yeah.
die from cancer?
So yes, the Red Hulk god who played, I can't remember his name. He did die of cancer as well. He did die as but I like I yeah, it's kind of, I understand in a way, but like,
I don't. You
but
know why I don't? Because
yeah,
here's the difference.
yeah.
I never saw the Red Hulk at
In
all.
Captain America, Brave New World, yeah, Brave New World, yeah.
You know,
But
because I saw a Doomsday trailer. Is he cool? Is he really gone? Is what I'm trying to get
mhm.
at. Um, but
He's not. Well, he's not. He's not in any type of the Hulks
I'm
are
sorry,
not in Doom.
what? Did you
So
watch the trailer? Because I did. He was right
Hulk,
there. No,
Hulk
no,
is
no, no,
in
no, no, not the
Doomsday.
Hulk. Because you said Captain America. Um,
Oh, I mean, like, the Hulk, the Red Hulk, the Red
oh,
Hulk.
okay.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I've never seen the Red Hulk.
The, you
Um,
never seen the movie, the Captain America, the fourth movie,
of
Captain
Captain
America
America?
Brave New World. I
I
think it's called
probably
Brave New World.
did, but it was a long time
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
But anyways, what I'm trying to get at is what I'm trying to get is that Red Hulk is not a character
Uh-huh.
to me, as far as I know, maybe I'm wrong, that had a standalone movie. Am I wrong in that? Or am I right that he didn't have his own
Red
movie?
Hulk? No, he didn't have his own
Okay.
standalone. No,
So
he
that
didn't.
right there
Uh-huh.
is a point for me
Uh-huh.
because Black Panther did. Now, if if Chadwick Boseman, God forbid, passed away prior to Black Panther coming out, the first movie, and
Mhm.
the only time we saw him was he in Civil War too, right? When he first came on the scene? Or was it
Yes, he was in
the
Civil
Civil
War.
War?
Yeah, he was Civil War first. Yeah, he
Okay.
first came on the scene.
So,
They
if
they're
we only
also,
saw him
yeah,
then but then he died prior to Black Panther coming out,
yeah.
or filming,
Mhm,
and they recasted him, that's one thing.
mhm,
But to recast him, um, after he gets Black Panther gets his standalone movie,
mhm,
and it also does as well as it did, like I said it, everyone was going to see this movie, even if you were not a Marvel fan.
mhm,
Everybody went to see this movie.
mhm,
My boyfriend hates movies. He doesn't even watch movies. He's a documentary guy. He's a sports guy.
mhm,
He went to go see this movie.
mm.
Now he's African, so, like whatever, but even he went to go see this movie. And
Yeah.
that just goes to show you the wide range of people who went to so see Black Panther.
Mhm,
Guess what? You recast the character T'Challa, That movie would have tanked. The second one would have tanked,
I think
and
that
they would
yeah.
have been hated if
Mhm.
they recasted the character T'Challa. It would have been a huge problem
I
because
yeah.
similarly, again, I'm gonna say this
Go ahead.
as well. We say this because it's a black actor that we should have just recasted him, right? Well, what about when Paul Walker died? A white man in one of the most well-known franchises, obviously Fast and Furious, dies in a horrific accident. Well, if you wanna say accident, some people might say
Mhm,
differently.
mhm.
We didn't recast him till now. It's been how many years? They've never recasted that character, because if they did, it would have tanked the entire franchise. Vin
So wait,
Diesel
they
would have walked.
so wait, hold on, they recasted that character?
No, they never recasted the character,
They
that's the
never
point I'm trying to
never
make.
they okay, so okay, alright.
They never recasted his character. What they did to because they had already started filming that
Uh-huh,
particular whatever movie it was, I think it was
uh-huh,
the 7th one,
yeah,
they had already started filming it. So Paul Walker was in that movie,
mhm,
but there was obviously scenes that they didn't finish prior to his passing,
right,
so they put his brother in the role in such a way where it would have looked like it's him.
mm,
He didn't have speaking lines or anything like that, but they
mhm,
put him
mhm,
in there because I actually
mhm,
watched that movie, and
mhm,
you can tell where it's his brother versus actually him, and, that's what they did, and
mm,
that was it. They ended
mhm,
it there.
right,
They never recasted him,
right.
and I'm not a huge Fast and Furious fan or anything like that, but I would have
Yeah,
been
no,
thoroughly pissed off if they
mhm,
recasted Paul Walker's character
mhm,
from in that movie.
mhm,
Because even though I mean, I've watched probably most of the Fast and Furious movies,
right,
I've watched Paul Walker in other movies, and I love him or loved him, and I know
mhm,
he's controversial, whatever,
mhm, mhm.
but, um, it would have been a complete uproar.
Yeah,
So, but then why is it okay then to recast Chadwick Boseman's character? Why? Because he's black? Like, why was that
because
why would that be okay?
the reason why is because like, they're saying that, like, T'Challa has a lot of stories to tell.
I
Then
I
it doesn't
don't
and
disagree.
it doesn't stop at Chadwick Boseman. 'Cause they're
No, no, no.
saying that they're comparing it to Batman, they're comparing it to
Yeah,
a lot of the Marvel characters
yeah,
that got recasted,
yeah,
Spider-Man that got recasted in the
yeah.
past,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
But
No, I get it.
the difference is that, yes, they didn't die. They got recasted over time.
Right, which
So,
that's
yeah,
the difference.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I agree, listen, you we all know that
mm,
Marvel's Marvel's plan was not for him to die from cancer. The
mhm,
plan obviously was that they were going to continue his story.
mhm,
It's obvious. We know that's what was gonna happen. This
mhm,
was not supposed to end with the first movie with him in that role. Of course not. But guess what? Unfortunately, happened. COVID
mhm,
happened, then he passed, and, you know, eh,
yeah,
I don't know what you want people to do, and the thing is, it's like, I don't know if the studio knew he had cancer, but he had cancer for a long time. He had cancer when he first came on the scene in the first place for Marvel. Um, pretty sure he had cancer for, like, a decade, and no one knew, like, on,
yeah,
like, the public side of things, nobody
yeah,
knew that
yeah,
he was sick.
yeah,
But he was still going. I'm sorry, but I feel like it just would have been a complete slap in the face to his family, to his fans, um, and for
mhm,
people who just loved that him and that character
mhm,
to have him recasted
yeah.
when, like, he was still going when I'm sure there was times where his body wouldn't allow him to, but
Mhm.
he did,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
y
So,
ugh.
to even add to that, a lot of people are thinking that Black Panther 3 is gonna flop, which I don't think is
I don't
ever
I
gonna
I
flop.
don't think the 2nd movie flopped, so I don't know why
It
anyone would
didn't.
think the 3rd will.
Well, they thought because it did less than the first one, because it didn't do it was very shy, very a little bit shy from, being a billion in the box office,
I mean, that's
right?
still good,
Yes,
they're still making a
but
profit.
yes, but they're saying that because that did less, Black Panther 3 is gonna even do even worse,
I
and
don't
I'm like,
agree. I don't think it will.
there's so many factors that this Black Panther 3 will be doing a billion in the box office. Let me tell you this. One, the character will be showing up in both Doomsday and Secret Wars,
Oh,
right?
so
So
they're
there's gonna
kind
be
of, like, doing a similar thing that they did with
mhm,
T'Challa. They're kind of
yeah, they're doing
showing him
sure,
off
yeah,
first,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
sure, yeah, yeah,
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sure, yeah. Shuri's gonna be in the Shuri. I think Shuri's gonna be in the Doomsday. We've
Did they
seen that
show
in
her in the
the trailer.
trailer? I feel like I saw
Yes,
her in the trailer.
she's
Yeah.
in the trailer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
sure. I'm not sure if T'Challa Jr. is going to be in Secret Wars. I'm not sure 100% sure, or it's going to be Shuri. I'm not 100% sure. But
Okay.
either one, the character is going to be in one of those two movies because
I
they're
don't
both
think they're done
black.
with her quite yet,
Yeah,
personally. Yeah.
yeah, they're both Black Panther.
Yeah.
So either way, more eyeballs to the Black Panther character. Number two, Denzel Washington is going to be in the movie. His fan base does not watch superhero movies, right? So
No.
that's gonna
But there
bring
are, yeah,
more eyeballs.
his fan base is gonna be dragged into this for sure. I
Yes. Yes.
mean, I feel like Denzel Washington has a very broad
Mhm.
fan base, you know what I mean? Because he's
Yes.
Denzel
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
He's
Exactly.
loved.
Exactly. Number 3, it's coming in December 15th. That's a Christmas month.
This
So a
year?
lot of peop next 20
Next
20 2028
2027.
2028
Oh,
2028.
2028. Okay.
Yeah, they're not releasing another the president said he's not releasing another, MCU movie until the next December, which is Secret Wars, right? So I'm guessing just TV shows. That's what I'm guessing, but no movies.
So,
He said,
so but what you're saying after Doomsday, there
yeah,
won't
he's
be
not
anything
no
until
movie. No,
December 2028. That's a
he
long
wants
stretch.
yeah he wants quality
Yeah, I
because
hear it. I agree.
yeah
I agree with that.
because of what happened during the COVID. The old Disney CEO wanted yeah we want more, and
Yeah,
Kevin
and a
Feige
lot of
was
those
just
things flopped.
yeah. So like, and then I think he got either fired or he stepped down. Then Bob Iger came back and stabilized every single thing. So like basically, uh, yeah, basically, uh, he just wanted quality control. So they're just gonna release like 1 to 3 movies per year at best when it comes to MCU movies. But yeah, going back on like the the reason why Black Panther 3 won't flop. 3, it's going to be a Christmas movie, families, and other types of casual people are going to going to be walking in the movie and just watching a movie just because it's a Christmas. It's around Christmas, right?
Mhm.
And then 4, it's like the Marvel and the Black Panther fans will support the damn movie. That all that together is gonna make up to $1 billion in the box office. So I don't know what Black Panther 3 people are just gonna be talking about. So I don't the people who are the recast T'Challa stands are talking about that the film's gonna flop because there's no original T'Challa. So I don't
Eh,
know. I don't know. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's what
It's
these naysayers tend to forget is that
mhm.
you were not talking about a, you know, a movie that doesn't have any backing. We're talking the MCU.
Yeah.
And even if like like, for me, for example, I think the only MCU movies that I've gone to see in theaters, especially, um, since Endgame is Spider-Man and the Black Panther movie, the second one, and, um, uh, we may not necessarily all of us may not necessarily go see every single movie,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah.
especially if, like, you're an OG MCU fan. If you're like
I'm a
me,
yeah,
when
yeah,
Tony Stark died, I'm like, "I'm out. I
I'm
Um,
old. I didn't mind him coming
not
back.
buy
Like,
necessarily,
I
but
don't mind RDJ coming back. Like, people had a problem with that because they said that it was basically, uh, a Marvel Studios being desperate at a time where their moves were even though
it's not desperate. If even if it
it
is desperation, it's
it's
smart.
yeah.
It's
The thing
smart.
yeah. Another thing is they're in the multiverse saga, right? And
Yeah.
a lot of people just have like they don't and I understand that Marvel hasn't done a great job, like, keeping the multiverse saga on topic because there's a lot of like films that don't like align with the multiverse, and then there's a lot of TV shows don't a lot of align with the multiverse as well. There is a few, and then the whole Jonathan Major situation too. They had to pivot, right? Which is just like, eh, you know, and in my opinion, I feel like Marvel Studios wanted the character Doom, but they couldn't use him because Fox had the rights to him, right? So they had to probably use Kang, the character King, and they obviously hired Jonathan Majors for the character. But um, I just feel like they wanted Doom at the time, but they couldn't use him because the Fox said no to a lot of things, right? No to uh there was like a article that said like Magneto. They wanted the director wanted Magneto and Captain America, and Fox said no. So also like the same thing that goes around with Hulk, standalone. They This is from a different studio, Universal. Marvel Studio wants to do a standalone Hulk movie.
They haven't,
Universal,
um they
yeah,
haven't
since
done one
yeah, and
since,
that's because the Universal is always
um,
saying no, 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 because they have the
honestly,
rights
like,
to they
I
have the
don't
rights
know,
to the
maybe
character.
I don't know if they should. I don't know. Um, I don't know. I really don't.
You don't think so?
Um, I don't
You
I love the actor who well, is the one I know of that currently plays him. Um,
Mark
Mark
Ruffalo
Ruffalo, yeah.
is the original one right now. The
Yeah.
one before
Well,
him
no,
is
he's not technically the original, but he is the one that's
yes, I
been a
know what you're
part of
talking about.
MCU.
The re
Um, I love him.
the re
I
yeah,
love
I know.
him as Hulk. I think he's great.
Mhm, mhm.
Um, and I don't know if he should have a standalone movie. I really don't.
The re
But the one that I remember
mhm,
is, yeah, that it wasn't MCU. It was
yes.
that
It's
is that movie is even older than the first Iron Man. 'Cause I
it
have that Hulk movie, and I had that prior to ever seeing Iron Man. Maybe they came around the same time, but, um,
there's
yeah,
there's some characters that are in Iron Man that, that isn't in the Hulk movie. That is in the Hulk movie.
yeah.
Uh, the reason why they
Yes,
hired the reason why they hired a new actor because that actor was being toxic around the set after the
the
set.
actor who
Yeah,
played Hulk in
yeah,
that
the original.
movie.
Yes, he was
I think he
toxic.
was a great Hulk, though.
Yeah, yeah. So Kevin Feige kind of like fired him and hired Mark Ruffalo in a way,
I thought he was
and
a
I think
great Hulk.
yeah, and I think Universal wasn't a fan of that transition. So ever since then, they've been saying no to Marvel Studios
But,
ever since
like,
that day. That
don't
and
they
that's
not if I'm 'cause I'm actually r going back and
Yeah.
thinking that it's been a very, very long time since I saw that Hulk movie.
Yeah.
Um, but if I remember correctly,
Mhm.
they connected Iron Man and that Hulk movie. Because 'cause
Yes.
isn't Tony Stark in the end
Mhm.
credit scene?
Mhm. 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 Mhm.
It never comes back, and that's clearly why. It probably just never
Mhm.
came back.
Yeah, they try to connect that and,
But it didn't go anywhere.
it's just yeah, I
Now that I think
know,
about it.
because I think they wanted to do a second Hulk movie or whatever, but
Yeah, but it never happened.
but they also
We
did, like,
don't
other
see Hulk again until Avengers.
yeah, Avengers and Avengers Ultron as well, like,
The
that's where it
Avengers
all comes
Ultron was
together.
after. The Avengers,
Yes,
Avengers, the
yes,
original Avengers. That is
yes,
the first time we see Hulk again from that
yes.
movie,
That's why
and it's a different
Universal's
actor.
yeah, yeah, that's why Universals just have, like, that so, like, if like, back in the day, like, Fox no, not Fox, I mean, like, Marvel, I think it was, like, 1996, I believe, if my information is wrong, had to do, like, a sell-off a lot of their characters because they were going bankrupt, I believe, if I heard, um, and obviously, a lot of their characters went in a different direction, like, X-Men, Fantastic Four went to Fox, uh, what's it called? Um And I think Spider-Man got Sony, I don't know when, what year, I think it was just, like, etcetera, but, like and Iron Man, I think I don't know where did he went to? I don't remember, but he was somewhere, but they managed to get some of those characters back, but not like the X-Men, the Daredevil,
Mhm.
the, the the Fantastic Four and the X I think I said X-Men already, but yeah.
But isn't
So
X-Men they're they're gonna be in Doomsday,
yes, yes, they
which
are.
is a
They
first,
just yeah, they
right?
got
For
them
the
yeah, they
MCU.
yeah, 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 it's
Yeah.
first for the MCU, yeah, but it took them a while to get them back
Oh,
because
yeah, no.
they
We
like,
we
it's
we've heard the jokes from, like, Deadpool,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
That the X-Men
yeah,
are
yeah,
not
yeah,
here, right?
yeah, yeah,
Um,
so, yeah, it took them a while to
I
get them.
I really
Mhm,
think having the last, Deadpool movie with, Wolverine
mhm,
really probably set the X-Men into motion of being a part of the MCU, or at least being a
yes,
part of this movie.
it did,
Um,
I think it
it
rejuvenated the
really
MCU.
set that
Yeah,
off,
yeah,
and I think it was brilliant
yeah,
because,
yeah,
like, I think, like I mean, it would have been fine either way. I'm not a huge X-Men girl either,
mhm,
but, I mean, come on, I love Professor X, it is what it is, everyone loves Professor X. If you don't, you're wrong.
mhm, mhm,
Um, I've
I
never been a huge X-Men girl, but, um,
mhm,
I
I
think, like, it still would have been fine, and even if they didn't have,
mhm, mhm,
um, Wolverine in that movie with Deadpool, but I think it was a brilliant move to have that movie before
mhm,
having this one with the rest of the X-Men. Um,
mhm.
I think that was a brilliant move. I really do.
Yep. Yeah, it is. It is a brilliant move. Yeah, I
Especially with,
just
like, him constantly, baiting him, Deadpool,
mhm,
into, like, being a part of the movie and everything. I thought it was just perfect.
mhm.
Now, if only we can get Deadpool into, like, the main MCU movies, but I know maybe if that happened,
Yeah, that's
it's hell would be frozen over.
I think that's gonna happen in
I
Doomsday.
do think it's
That
gonna happen,
yeah,
um,
it's
but I think it's gonna happen when we least expect it
uh-huh,
because of the fact
uh-huh,
that he is an anti-hero, so
mhm,
I think,
mhm,
like, it's gonna happen when we least expect it to happen. I think we'll be shocked. Like, for example, I'm not saying this
mhm,
is gonna happen, but, I could put it into the ether,
mhm.
but if, Deadpool were to cameo at the end of Doomsday
Yeah,
or something similar to that,
mhm,
that would be so cool.
yeah,
But
yeah, it would be.
anyways.
And before we, go, I wanna add to this. Uh, we the MCU do have an anti-woke problem as well.
Mhm.
Um people who hate women as like superheroes as well.
Okay.
You you do the people that the anti-woke crowd that you do realize that most of the superhero movies in the MCU are basically this is I might be wrong, my percentage might be wrong. It's between 70 and 80% men in the MCU
Mhm.
that are basically
I would
main
say that's pretty
characters.
accurate. I would
And
say that's pretty accurate.
there's only been like 6 movies out of the MCU, and they're calling it the MCU. And I'm like,
I
I
mean,
laughed every single time when I heard that. Go ahead.
the only listen, I haven't watched many of the more recent stuff, which I know there's been a lot
Mhm,
more women,
mhm.
focused heroes.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
'cause they
but, um,
yeah,
when it came to, like, is it Miss Marvel? Is that the one?
okay.
Yeah.
So so
I didn't particularly like the character, so I didn't care to see the movie,
mhm,
but, I mean, I heard it was good. So,
uh,
and obviously I saw her in Avengers, um, Endgame
yeah,
and Infinity War, but,
yeah,
it is but it is there, but I don't
yeah,
see the issue with having women being the main focus. I mean, the only other time that we have badass women being a part of this universe, they're usually tied in with a man.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
of, what was
mhm,
her character? Scarlett Johansson's character,
mhm,
badass woman, but she's tied in with Iron Man. Or you had,
mhm.
the
Black
the
Widow
Wasp tied in with Ant-Man,
with Ant-Man, yeah.
you know? Um,
Mhm,
or you even had
mhm.
the shoot, what is the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. You
You're gonna
have
have
another badass woman there, but she's tied in with these other men,
mhm,
so I don't see the issue with having a woman be the
yeah,
main focus.
mhm.
Even if it
Yeah,
is Madam Web technically MCU?
no,
Okay,
she's
good.
Sony Marvel. She's
Okay,
Sony
good.
Marvel, yeah.
They get that one. That's fair.
Um, so the very first movie, um, was basically Black Widow, right? And then the second movie
Ah,
was,
and Black Widow
the
wasn't
first woman movie, and that Kevin the president wanted to do wanted to do this movie way earlier, like, say, like, phase 2, phase 3, but he didn't know the fan base wanted a woman lead project into the
who
MCU,
was Black
so,
Widow again? Was that
Scarlett
Scarlett Johansson,
Johansson.
right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That was
And then
I think I
yeah,
saw that too, that was great.
yeah, yeah. It was great, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he started with, Captain Marvel,
Yeah.
and then, I believe who was the third movie, the third show? I think it went from there, and then it went to the third one was WandaVision Scarlet Witch
Right.
with Olsen. What's her name?
Um,
She's
oh, shit, oh, what's her name?
she's the third sister from the Olsen twin, I believe.
Yes, I do know that. Oh,
I'm
shoot,
trying
what is
to
her name? I don't wanna say Kate Olsen, but that's not it, 'cause there already is a Kate. Um, uh,
um,
uh,
hold on, I'm going to the wrong one. Blah blah blah.
the only one still acting.
Hey,
Um,
Scarlet Witch. There we go, Scarlet Witch. Oh, Elizabeth Olsen. That's her name.
right.
Yeah, yeah, that's her name. Yeah, I forgot her name. Yeah, she
Um,
it,
yeah.
that her show is called WandaVision.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah,
I believe that's the third with led, and then the fourth
and it
one
did
was
well.
yeah, it did well. I actually liked it. I really liked the movie. And then there was the sequel to the Marvels, called The Marvels, which was an all woman cast.
Yeah.
So and then wait, before that it was Miss Marvel. So, Carmella, uh as Miss Marvel, and then it was The Marvels, and then Echo. You won't know Echo. She's like a Daredevil character,
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but she's like a handy dis disabled type of character. Uh, indigenous disabled character.
Mm.
Uh, basically, that was like the fifth project in the MCU, I believe. And I'm trying to remember there was another TV show as well. So there's only been like six, I'm gonna say 6 or 7 projects in the MCU out of like probably like I'm gonna say over 30
Well, let's just
movies.
say the majority. The
Yes.
rest, the rest. So if you can think of, like, how vast the rest
Mhm.
is
Oh,
in the MCU, the
kind of
rest
She-Hulk.
is ma
She-Hulk is another one too.
that didn't go good.
Yeah, that didn't go. It was
Didn't go
all
good at
right,
all.
but it just didn't like
It didn't
I didn't
land.
yeah, I didn't the comedy didn't land in me, in
Yeah,
my
it didn't
opinion.
land. No.
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah,
Completely forgot about She-Hulk.
yeah. So yeah, I just like I would say hopefully the MCU keeps it up with the woman, focused projects because like you know
Women are badass.
yeah. So
No.
it shouldn't matter. But I have a feeling that they're feeling the kind of the pressure because like I think they're going back and leaning towards you know, focus on, male superhero projects
I
again
think this
because
goes
of the
back to
face.
the goddamn patriarchy of, like,
Yeah,
men are the heroes and they're our
yeah,
saviors and they're gonna rescue the damsel in distress. And it's just like, no, we don't
yeah,
women can take care of ourselves. And
yeah,
I think, like,
'cause
that's the
yeah,
problem here. And take care of you too while we're
yeah,
at it. You know what I mean? And I
yeah,
think that's something that majority of the population is uncomfortable with.
yeah. Because I feel like this new phase is more focused towards men again. But then again, Doomsday would have a mixture of like, like men,
You think
women.
Disney's the
And
problem?
I think they're looking at the metrics and the
Okay.
analytics, and that's the
Okay.
thing. And because like their last project was based on one project. We looked at like She-Hulk didn't do too well. Echo didn't do too well. Um,
I don't know if it's the
yeah,
characters
yeah,
or just the
yeah,
story is the problem.
and the Marvels didn't do too too well as well. Like
Right, yeah, I
I
knew
didn't.
that.
So
But
that's
I
3 in
think
a
it
row
might be
right
the
there.
story, not so much the characters.
And the
Um,
writing, the quality. I mean, Echo was really good, but like it didn't get the the mainstream
we need to
you
go back
know,
to, like, the days of when Frozen first came around, and we loved the idea of woman empowerment and,
yeah,
true loves versus true love's kiss or true
yeah,
love's whatever, and it's like,
yeah,
it
yeah,
can be your sister. You know what I mean?
mhm, yeah,
And I think, we need to get
mhm,
kind of back to a place because again, like when Frozen came out, that was we're not used to
mhm,
when true love, whatever, not
mhm,
being a man that you're interested in. No,
yeah, yeah,
we're used
yeah,
to that,
yeah,
right? So to
yeah,
have Frozen come out and be like, no, it
mhm,
can be your sisterly love.
mhm,
Be the thing that will freeze a cold thaw a cold
mhm,
heart,
mhm,
and it's like, it's great. Let's go back to that.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, yeah, but yeah, just that's all I'd say to the MCU and the anti-woke crowds, like, there will be I feel like there will be more. It's just like I just think they're just looking and just, having, like, quality control, just slowly looking at things, and then they'll probably drop another woman project, but, yeah. But, yeah, that's all I have to say.
yeah,
Uh, just keep going with the new projects. Doesn't matter what it is, woman or man. But, yeah, that's all.
okay. Alright. Well,
Okay.
that's it for July's screen take.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, we'll be back next month with the next one. Obviously, like we said,
Mhm.
we'll talk about
Mhm.
our thoughts on Spider-Man. Hopefully, we've all watched it by then. And
Mhm.
when I mean I hope we've all watched it, I mean I hope I've watched it. And,
Yeah, yeah.
um, I mean, that's the plan. I'm planning to go before we record, hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and, yeah, but
Yep.
otherwise, in terms of another episode, we'll be back tomorrow with
Yep.
another
Mhm.
one.
Mhm. Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Alright.
And I think it's actually a good point where we can say here too, since the Monday's episode is coming out next week if we already recorded it.
Mhm.
RJ will officially be joining as a co-host next week on the
Mhm.
Monday episode. Um, so yeah, look out for that.
Alright. Yep,
And I've
definitely.
mentioned my episodes on the Friday slots will be starting this week. Um, so on Friday. So yeah, look out for that. And
Alright.
yeah,
Cool.
that's basically it.
Alright. That's dope. Alright. Peace, guys.
Bye. If you liked what you heard with our podcast, you can head on over to our website, which is solo.to/next take podcast. There you can get any of the links to any of our social media, which is Facebook, Instagram at Next Take Podcast, and Twitter, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Next Take Pod. You can also find links to our Reddit page and many other things, I'm sure. Can't remember all the top of my head. You can also email us at mikeltanika@gmail.com. There you can send us any inquiries you have, any questions, or also any episode ideas. And if you do have episode ideas, just make sure you put in the subject line episode ideas, and we'll add it to our list. If you also liked us, you can like us, rate us, follow us on any of your favorite podcast apps. You can rate us, however, on Spotify and Apple Podcast. We would greatly appreciate that. And we'll also move forward and share or spot a light on those who give us 5-star ratings in the future. That is it for us. We'll see you next time for the episode.